Welcome to Wednesday's AI News, where I read the news so you don't have to. And the first story of today is about AI comedy writers. So let's take a look at this from the BBC. With writers on strike, can an AI chatbot be as funny as Stephen Colbert? Colbert. Whatever. By Chelsea Bailey. Hollywood writers are on strike and late night TV is on hiatus. Could AI be a substitute? For the first time in 15 years, TV and film writers are putting down their proverbial pen in protest after union negotiations between the Writers Guild of America and major studios broke down over concerns about not just wages but the use of artificial intelligence to write scripts. I will just say straight away, I don't think that worked really well for the coal miners, did it when they all... Anyway, the WGA likened the use of AI in screenwriting to plagiarism and said it was fighting to regulate the technology because it undermines writers' working standards, including compensation. Among the first casualties of the strike is late night TV, which relies on a bevy of writers to quickly turn the day's events into comedy gold. Sometimes. So far, Jimmy Kimmel Live, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert and The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon have all announced a hiatus as writers take to the picket line. So we put ChatGPT to the test to see if it could match the brilliance and comedic minds of America's favourite late night hosts and the teams of writers behind them. Within seconds, the bot had drafted a series of jokes. But were they funny? Probably not, let's be honest. But the question is, are those guys even funny anyway? Leave that up to you. Let me know in the chat, do you think those guys are even funny anyway? Right, can it write a late night monologue? First test, we asked ChatGPT to write an opening monologue for Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon with jokes about the writers' strike and artificial intelligence. Here's some of what it wrote. So this is AI Fallon. Okay. Hey, welcome to the Tonight Show, everyone. As you may have heard, the Writers Guild of America is on strike, and as a fellow union member, I stand with them in their fight for fair pay, for fair compensation and better working conditions. Okay, you got to say that, haven't you? And let me tell you, folks, it's not easy coming up with jokes on the fly without our talented writers. I mean, I'm no robot, but I might have to start using AI-generated punchlines if this strike goes on much longer. It's funny because the AI... Now, some people might say that we don't need human writers anymore, that machines can do everything better than us, but I don't buy it, folks. I mean, does he say folks a lot or something? Is that why? But I don't buy it, folks. I mean, sure, AI can generate jokes based on data and algorithms, but can they come up with a truly original, off-the-cuff joke like this one? Okay, here goes. Why did the chicken cross the playground? To get to the other side. See? That's the kind of classic timeless humour that only a human brain can come up with. I feel like ChatGPT is making fun of us with this, because that's, well, that and maybe a 5-year-old's brain, but you get the idea. Well, that's not... Okay. As a late night with Jimmy Fallon viewer, I felt the AI did a good job capturing Fallon's sincerity about the writers' strike. At the Met Gala, the comedian told Variety he wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for my writers, and I think you can sense his support for the strike in the AI's monologue. The chicken crossing the playground bit wasn't exactly side-splitting, but it's not far off the mark. Fallon's corny dad jokes are one of the many reasons viewers love him. Okay. Who's funnier, Stephen Colbert or AI Colbert? On Monday Night Late Show host Stephen Colbert's opening monologue included a segment about President Joe Biden announcement. Biden's copywriters, BBC. Announcement that he would run for re-election despite concerns over his age. Could a chatbot do a better job with the same reference? Here's Stephen Colbert versus AI Colbert on Biden's re-election announcement. So this is the real one. Of course, we know President Biden's real opponent is the ravages of time. But if he wins a second term, he will be 86 when he leaves office. And voters feel, to put it delicately, that is way too expletive old. But what matters is that Biden is young at heart. It's all his other organs we have to worry about. Yeah, okay, that's a good joke. All right, and then the AI. Big news today, folks. President Biden has announced that he will be running for re-election. That's right, the man who once said he didn't want to run for president because of his age is now saying age is just a number, and so is 78. I don't know if that's like a dementia joke that AI did there, or if it was just... Now, I know some of you might be concerned about President Biden's age. In a recent poll, 50% of Americans said they were worried about his age, and the other 50% were Joe Biden. It's quite funny. But let's be real, folks. Biden's age is not a big deal. He's got the energy of a 30-year-old and the memory of a... Well, I forget what I was going to say. That's... Right, the AI one's funnier than the human one. That's pretty good. The Biden joke isn't half bad, but there's an important caveat. Biden is actually 80 now, so the joke about him being 78 highlights the algorithm's biggest weakness. I mean, you're picking at it there because it was pretty good. Right. So I asked the bot to give me the polling data for the joke about 50% of Americans saying they're worried about Biden's age. It told me I don't have access to current polling data. For some experts, the lack of accuracy is a huge problem and highlights concerns around AI and the spread of misinformation. It does come down to nuance and context, though, because if people genuinely believe that 2 people in America were polled for that and one of them was Joe Biden, can it joke about the news? Okay, back to the heart of the matter. Can AI crack a joke? We asked ChatGPT to write a Fallon-style joke about last night's Met Gala and actor Jared Leto's costume. Here's what it came up with. AI Fallon. Did you guys see the Met Gala last night? It was wild. Jared Leto showed up wearing a full-body chandelier costume. I mean, I've heard of people trying to make a statement with their fashion, but Jared straight up said, I want to be the fanciest lamp in the room. This joke might have been funny if you hadn't seen any photos from the Met Gala. Well, I haven't, and it wasn't. So, Jared Leto has worn some daring costumes in the past, including one year he carried his own head. But he's never dressed as a chandelier. Oh, okay. Right, there you go then. That sartorial honour goes to Katy Perry, who illuminated the Met staircase in 2019. So what's the verdict? Rumours of Hollywood's demise at the hands of artificial intelligence appear, at least for the moment, a little exaggerated. ChatGPT is still in a research phase, according to its creators, and while the AI is indeed powerful, smart and adaptive, there's still a lot of work to be done when it comes to accuracy and comedic timing. Overall, I was impressed with ChatGPT's ability to mimic the monologue style and tone of America's biggest late-night hosts, but even it knows its jokes are missing a human touch. Just ask AI Stephen Colbert. Let's be real. Nobody wants to watch a robot do monologue unless it's a robot with impeccable comedic timing and a charming personality. But good luck finding one of those. And anyway, let's hope the WGA and the studio can come to an agreement soon. And if they don't, well, maybe we'll all be out of a job and replaced by robots. Hey, it wouldn't be the first time I was replaced by a machine. Just ask my Roomba. That's like a vacuum robot. Hey. Well, there you go. Let me know in the comments. 1, do you find these guys funny anyway? And 2, do you think AI could replace comedy writers in the future? Make sure to tune in at 1 PM for the next segment of AI News.